Hey, what's up guys, my name is legoletegamer, and welcome back here guys to another Call of Duty Infinite Warfare video. In today's video guys, I'm going to be bringing you the best class setup for the Type-2 Butcher, and I'm also going to be talking about if it's worth your salvage points to craft this weapon guys. But anyway, let's get straight into the video. So the Type-2 Butcher, like I said, is the epic variant of the Type-2, and what this gun gives you is it gives you kimbo shotguns and also dexterity. So the kimbo shotguns are very interesting. Instead of shooting full auto, it shoots as a kimbo shotguns. They are pretty cool and very interesting, and then also it comes with dexterity, so basically when your magazine is empty you can reload faster, and I find this very useful, especially if you're spraying and praying your entire magazine, that you can reload faster and still have enough ammo for the next gunfight that you're going to be in. But like I said guys, today I'm going to be bringing you the best class setup for the Type-2 Butcher and what I think are the best attachments for this gun. But guys, anyway, if you do enjoy this video, make sure you definitely drop a like guys, that would really help me out. But anyway, let's get into the attachments. Alrighty, so on screen you're seeing the class setup, and I'm going to be using 3 attachments and 4 perks. So the first attachment is Quick Draw. Now I use Quick Draw with most of my class setups just because of how good of an attachment it is. I use it 99% of the time with most of my class setups, and it's just such a good attachment. It's my #1 attachment that I always go for. You can never go wrong with Quick Draw, and what I like about it is that you can always ADS faster and make sure that you get the first bullets on the enemies, which is very important in this game because it's so fast paced and you die so quickly. You want to make sure that you always have the first bullets on the enemy. And then also, if you're a person who really struggles winning gunfights, just put on Quick Draw. Quick Draw is definitely the key to success in winning gunfights. Alright, so the next attachment is foregrip, and I do use foregrip with this gun because this gun does have quite a bit of recoil. We want to make sure that we reduce that as much as possible and our gun is as stable as possible while we're shooting, and especially at mid-range and long-range distances, the gun's recoil kicks in a lot, so that's why we want to make sure that we have foregrip. And for the third attachment, I have stock. Now stock is really good with this gun, and it increases your maneuverability when you're ADSing, and it's really good, and it just allows you to be a little bit more mobile, and it kind of helps me win gunfights sometimes when those mid-range and longer range gunfights, not really the close range, but it kind of gives me that extra mobility so I can actually like kill the person and, you know, still have the ability to ADS and still run a lot faster. And that's why I do like using stock. And of course this is an assault rifle, so it would be a benefit to have stock on. Now coming in with the perks, for perk 1 I'm using dexterity with this gun, and I like using dexterity with most of my class setups unless it's an LMG. I just like to have that rush aggressive playstyle, and of course I do want to make sure that I always have enough ammo for the next gunfight, so that's why I just put on dexterity. You don't necessarily have to have dexterity, you could put something on like recon or ghost, but I do like using dexterity with this gun. And then for perk 2 I'm using scavenger. I like using scavenger because of course you want to replenish your ammo. It's kind of annoying to pick up somebody else's gun, and you guys know the thing, of course I'm always going to have scavenger with most of my class setups. And then for perk 2 also I'm going to use hardline, and I just want to make sure that I can get my score streaks just a little bit faster, you know, have fun with the game basically. And then for perk 3 finally I'm using marksman. Now this is a really good perk, and what it does is it allows you to acquire names from a longer distances, which means you can see people from longer distances, and it's kind of easier to see. It's useful with assault rifles and sniper rifles, but it's not really useful with SMGs because of course you're not going to be really shooting at longer distances. But this actually works out a lot, and if somebody's like head glitching in a very good spot, I can still see them because they have that name up there. But yeah, that is the perk setup for this gun guys. Now for the score streak setup, I was using the UAV, the Warden, and the RC8. There's some pretty beast kill streaks, and in this gameplay you can see that they absolutely melt people, but this score streak setup is becoming to be my favorite right now in Infinite Warfare for getting more kills. And in my opinion, the best score streaks in getting more kills in Infinite Warfare is the Scorchers, the Warden, and the RC8. Of course I wasn't using the Scorchers, I was using the UAV so I can see people on the minimap, but the Scorchers is basically like the bombing run from Advanced Warfare. If you put it in a good spot, you can usually get to 3 to 4 or 5 kills even if you're lucky. And then also the Warden is basically your escort drone or your helicopter, and then the RC8 is really cool. It's basically a huge robot that seeks out enemies for you, and it does a lot of damage. It's pretty overpowered, and not only that, you can also control it for yourself. But guys, that is the score streak setup that I was using in this gameplay, and this TDM gameplay that you're seeing right now is when I go 44-6. I absolutely melt people with the Type-2. My score streaks just go absolutely in guys. But anyway, that is the score streak setup. Now the combat rig that I was using the Synaptic combat rig with the rewind payload, and this is a very useful combat rig because what I like about it with the rewind payload is if you're outnumbered or you're in a gunfight, or even if you're really close to your kill streaks and you really don't want to die, you can just pop up rewind and you can you can teleport behind enemies, you can teleport in front of them, you can teleport teleport out of these situations, and I really like it. And not only that, it teleports you somewhere else, and it also replenishes your ammo and health, which is very useful, especially if you for some reason forgot to put on scavenger or something like that. You can still replenish your ammo with this trait, or payload. It's very good, and I do like using the synaptic combat rig. Now, coming into the conclusion, guys, I'm going to be talking about if this gun is really worth crafting the salvage, and that answer is no. And the reason why is because of the akimbo shotguns. Now, I find that the akimbo shotguns are pretty fun to use. I mean, it's still overpowered. If somebody, for some reason, if you're like in a close range situations, you have to reload or something, you can just pop out the akimbo shotguns and hopefully that you will kill somebody. They're still pretty overpowered, don't get me wrong. They're a lot of fun to use as well, but I kind of feel like at the same time the akimbo shotguns are kind of futile in my opinion. But I mean, the full auto mode is still a little bit better than the akimbo shotguns, because I would ever see a rare occurrence where you would ever, like go into a very close range situation, because these shotguns have very poor range when you put them into akimbo mode. But the full auto, in my opinion, are just a little bit better. That's just my opinion, guys. But if you do want to craft this, if you want to have a Type 2 variant and you really like the Type 2, I would suggest that you craft the Type 2 Atomic, because the Type 2 Atomic, what it gives you is it gives you the deatomizer strike, and it also has reduced hipfire spread. I would definitely suggest that variant instead of the Type 2 Butcher, because luckily I did unlock this gun with a supply drop, so I wouldn't really suggest crafting this weapon. If you do want to craft a weapon, like an epic variant, I would suggest the NV4 Flatline or something like that. But like I said, this gun is still pretty fun to use. I mean, if you're trying to try hard or something like that and you just want to have fun with the game, it's still kind of fun to put it into akimbo shotguns mode. But I hope that did answer your question, guys. If you did want to craft this weapon, don't get me wrong, it's still a very fun weapon to use, and I do like using it for a couple of times. But anyway, guys, that about wraps up the video. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, guys. If you did, make sure you definitely drop a like. That would really help me out. And if you guys are new to my channel, I would really appreciate that you subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. God bless this nation. Peace out, guys. Peace.